Alright guys, Sim here, welcome back to another video. Today I have my friend here to help me film. And today we're gonna do a Q&A video. It's gonna be fun, but right now I'm gonna have my meal number 2 with some low calorie sauces, and then we are gonna go do cardio. Let's go. Wait. I need to finish my tuna first. I need a fork. Alright, I'm done. Let's go to the gym now. Here we are at the gym. Such a nice weather today. Today I'm 3 days out from a competition, so I'm not gonna do any heavy lifting, and I'm not training today as well. But I'm gonna do 60 minutes of low intensity, steady state cardio. Let's get into it. Alright, I've done my cardio. Now, let's get to the first question of the Q&A. So the first question is, what's your split between cardio and weight training? Do you eat differently before or after cardio or weight sessions? So I think I'm gonna split this into 2 questions because it's like 2 different things. So the first part, what's your split between cardio and weight training? I don't exactly know what do you mean? But I think you mean how I organize my cardio and weight training session. First of all, I don't really organize my cardio or weight training session. I do my weight training as usual, just train as I always train. And for cardio, I just make sure that I have a target and I hit the target. For this contest prep, I have a target to do 1,000 calories of cardio per week. So I'll just make sure that every week I do 1,000 calories of cardio. It can be 200, 200, 200, 200, 200 for 5 days, or I can do 500 for 2 days, or something like that. You know what I mean. And sometimes I will do cardio after weight training if I feel like it, and sometimes I won't if I'm feeling really tired. And sometimes I will just go to the gym and just do cardio, like today. No training. So going to the second part of the question, do you eat differently before or after cardio or weight sessions? So if I am dieting, like right now, if I'm in a caloric deficit, I will have really low carbs in my diet. So for that, I will have to manipulate carbs to make sure that I have carbs before workout and after workout. This is because carbs provide you energy, and I need that energy for heavy lifting. If I don't have that, my performance will be affected. So, but if I am not dieting, let's say I'm in my off season, I'm in maintenance calorie or caloric surplus, I will not manipulate any sort of carbs, because by then I will have a lot of carbs in my diet, and throughout the day I might find it hard to have that much carbs. So yeah, I hope that answers questions. Peace. Alright guys, today is 2 days out from my competition. So yesterday I have only done 1 question, so today we'll do the rest of the questions, and I am gonna go get a haircut now. Let's go. Alright guys, just got my haircut done. Now let's get to the second question of this Q&A. The question is, what is my motivation during training or competing? Now first of all, I think motivation varies from person to person, and it can change from time to time. For me personally, in my very first YouTube video, I talked about why I started training. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it right here. Go check it out. And when I first started, I was small, weak, and I was bullied. So I wanted to stand up for myself. That is why I started training. I was doing some body weight stuff, some push-ups, some pull-ups, and then a few years gone by, I graduated from school, and then I signed up a gym because I was more drawn into the appearance of being trained, having a V-taper back, having bigger chest, having bigger shoulders. That was what motivates me. That was what motivated me to train. And fast forward to now, I think I just fell in love with the sport. That is why I'm competing. I think a very important note is that if you are looking to compete, you should really know that you love the sport and you know what it takes to be the best in the sport, to have the achievement you want to achieve. And actually, to be honest, signing up for this show, doing these 2 shows, I realized that I haven't really thought about how much effort I need to put in. That is why I made the decision to compete while having exams. That is really not rational. So you need to think about what it takes to do this sport, to compete, and then what level of achievement that you want to achieve. Then think about motivation. You know, if all that you think, oh, I can do that, that is motivation. Now, the third question of this Q&A is, are you single and available? Now, this question is actually from a friend of mine. The answer is no. I'm not single. I have a very lovely and beautiful girlfriend since we were both really, really young. So I hope that answers your question. And now let's get back home and get ready for the gym. Alright, so the next question here is from Ben. He asked, is there any replacement for steak? So steak is basically a protein source. So any food that is high in protein can replace steak. For example, like eggs, chicken, pork, salmon, milk, and so on. And if you're dieting, if you're cutting, you want to have some protein source that is low in fat and or calories, right? So things like just egg whites without egg yolk, chicken breast, low-fat milk, lean pork, or turkey breast, and so on. And if you're bulking, then you can have any of those. I hope that helps and answers to your questions. Alright guys, welcome to the first commentary on my channel. What you are seeing here is the very last workout before my show day, and I am 2 days out. So instead of just showing you my workout footage and put some music on top, I feel that I can use this opportunity to talk to you guys a little bit more. So this is gonna be my second and last show that I am gonna do this year. I am planning on to compete again in future, so stay tuned for that. But here I want to talk a little bit more about the mistakes that I have made in my first show. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen my photos on Instagram. Most of you said really nice things. You said, Sim, you look really good, you inspire me, and I'm glad that I inspire you. And I hope if I inspired you, you can go on and spread the inspiration to other people as well. But for me, I think that I deserve to get 4th place, which is the last place as well. Some of you guys said I could have placed 3rd, I could have come 3rd, but to me, I feel that is where I should be. And one of the biggest mistake I made was I thought I had enough time to pump up. So I left backstage and then I went to the audience and then to watch the show, because that was my very first time going to a show. So I want to watch the other competitors competing. So I went to the audience, and then when I went back to the backstage, I didn't have enough time to pump up. So I went to the backstage. A lot of people, all of the competitors, they went to backstage and
was already pumping up and I was late there. I've only had like 5 to 7 minutes to pump up, which I would say is not enough. So this time, lesson learned, I'm gonna stay backstage. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Stay backstage, get ready for the queue, go to the pumping session, go to the pumping area, and then get pumped up to make sure I have like 10 to 15 minutes to pump up before I step on the stage.
Alright guys, let's get to the last question of this Q&A. So this is a big one, yeah? Can you go through your training split? Of course I can. The best rep range and the best number of days to train per week. And do you train to failure? And how long is your rest time? This is like 4 questions in one. So I can answer all of them, but there's no way I can explain them in details in like a few minutes. And I don't want to make this video like a long video. So I'm gonna keep it short here. And I will most probably do a different video, a long one, just for this question, because this is a lot of information here. So first, my training split is a full body split, and I train 4 days per week. The best rep range to work with is all rep ranges. So depending on your goal, if you're trying to increase your muscle hypertrophy, to build more muscle size, I would recommend have 75% of your rep range around 6 to 12 reps and 25% on 1 to 6 reps to build strength. And next thing is I do not train to failure. And next is rest time. Alright, I rest as long as I need it to recover from the previous set so that I can perform better on my next set. And usually it is around 1 to 3 minutes, sometimes even more, depending on how I train that day. If I'm training really heavy and low rep, I might need maybe even 5 minutes. Yeah. So that is all. I will try my best to answer all these questions in a different video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, remember to leave a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And until then, peace.